stand behind you.
All right, folks, let me know if you guys can hear me. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Can you do a mic check?
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Brandy Dumas, Harris County Fire Marshal's Office Public Information Officer.
B-R-A-N-D-I?
B-R-A-N-D-I-D-U-M-A-S.
Okay.
Are you all here? Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Come on.
We want to do this again? Mic check again?
You're good. If you could just start wherever you see fit about what's going on here today.
Are you ready? Okay, my name is Brandy Dumas, B-R-A-N-D-I-D-U-M-A-S. I am the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office Public Information Officer. Also joining me today is Deputy Chief Mitchell Weston. That's M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L-W-E-S-T-O-N. So we're here today because at approximately 2:30, CHANNELVIEW Fire Department responded to the initial call of an explosion here at 616 Sheldon Road. They arrived 3 minutes later, and they immediately called our office in at approximately 2:38. Our office came on scene, and we conducted an investigation. Chief Weston's going to give you all more information. Oh, I'm sorry. We did have one person on scene that was actually transported, but he has already left the hospital. So I'm going to let Chief Weston go ahead and give you all more information.
Good evening. As Ms. Dumas said, Mitchell Weston with the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office. Initially, we were called to the report of an explosion. During the course of our investigation, we determined that what actually occurred is an individual cleaning up their property cut into a commercial compressed natural gas fuel cylinder. That would be something similar found on a garbage truck that would operate on compressed natural gas. Those tanks can contain well over 3,000 pounds of pressure. When the individual penetrated the tank, the sudden catastrophic release of pressure resulted in what looks like an explosion, and the tank taking off approximately more than 900 feet from this location and crashing into another home, I believe off of Avenue D. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Was it Avenue C?
Avenue C was what was initially reported. The physical address that I was given was Avenue D, I believe 1500 or 1600 block of Avenue D.
And can you, so basically, is this where the tank was cut into here?
Yes, the individual indicated that when they took control of this property, the tank was here abandoned, and it had been here for a number of years, and today was the day they decided to begin working on and cleaning up this area. And when they cut into the tank with a saw, a large rotary saw, once they penetrated the tank and the pressure was able to escape, much like a balloon on a much larger scale, the cylinder was able to take off from the pressure that was escaping from it, and the pressure was so powerful it resulted in damage to the home that looks very similar to an explosion.
Wow.
And we saw the other home. I mean, how heavy is that tank for it to be projected like that and fall through the roof of a home and into the floor?
So I don't know the actual weight of the tank, but it is made a tank made of metal, and then it is wrapped in a fiberglass shell to protect the metal shell itself. I could only assume a pure estimate that it probably weighs 100 pounds to a couple hundred pounds.
This is pretty unusual, I would say.
I have been investigating fire for the better part of 25 years, fires and explosions. I've certainly made multiple types of tank explosions and tank fires. I've even seen a few small tanks manage to take off. This is the largest tank that I have ever seen, and the most pressure involved outside of an industrial incident with a fixed tank that was attached to the ground and could not travel anywhere.
Just speaking of the power of the explosion,
Give me some thumbs up if you can hear us.
distance for that thing to launch.
Yeah, 900 feet. We're talking probably around an eighth of a mile, and at a height of probably more than 100 feet to clear the initial wooded tree area in this area.
The person from this home that was taken to the hospital, what kind of injuries did they have?
So my understanding is the individual actually first refused EMS care and said they did not need to go, but EMS was able to talk him into traveling to the hospital. His injuries were minor, consistent with being knocked to the ground, and after a short stay at the hospital, chose to leave and was allowed to leave the hospital and under his own power.
With all this force and pressure, how fortunate is it that no one was really hurt or killed even?
I really don't want to over-exaggerate the circumstances, but I really am quite surprised that no one was hurt. There's a lot of potential, a lot of homes directly behind this house. If that cylinder had traveled any different path or landed in a different manner, it certainly could have had catastrophic outcome.
Do you have any advice for people who might have these tanks outside of their homes, like just now knowing what they can possibly do?
I don't believe that there's probably going to be a lot of these types of tanks on the outside of somebody's home, but I would certainly say that if you have a compressed gas tank that you don't know about or don't have knowledge of, certainly do not cut into it. Seek some assistance, seek some expertise. Maybe reach out to your fire department and talk with them about, I have this tank, I have no idea what's in it or how I should dispose of it or what I should do with it. And I will say that there are facilities that do specialize in, we have compressed natural gas vehicles that get involved in accidents and they have to be demolished and destroyed. There are vehicles, facilities capable of handling with these type of materials.
Now, the Ortiz family on Avenue C, Avenue D that you mentioned, obviously this is not the day they thought they were going to have. Family of 8, 5 children, thankfully nobody was injured, but now they have a huge hole in the middle of their home. What are they supposed to do?
You know, honestly, any information I give you would be my opinion, and that would really be limited. I would start with my insurance company first, and insurance companies are usually pretty good about subrogating towards if an individual is responsible for something. I would also, if they haven't reached out to the Red Cross already, certainly something that my people can do is stop by and give them some information on contacting the Red Cross so you get some assistance on getting a place to stay for a couple of days until they figure out what comes next.
Yeah, because that's one of the conversations I had with the homeowner. I said, where are you guys staying tonight? And he said, maybe a family's home.
We'll make sure we stop by there and give them some Red Cross pamphlet information that they can contact the Red Cross. The Red Cross is really good about providing immediate emergency assistance.
Thank you. They need it.
And I think they don't have insurance.
Yeah, no
Then
insurance.
all the more reason to make contact with the Red Cross.
Was it
What-
was it always an explosion when the call came in, or was it aliens?
I've heard a few different rumors about space debris, but I think that sometimes when people don't know what's going on, they're obviously concerned and hypothesize about what may have happened. The fire department's report was an explosion. In the end, I do want to be clear. The compressed gas in the cylinder did not ignite. We have found no evidence of any actual fire or deflagration. It was just simply a release of such extreme pressure that resulted in this vessel becoming airborne and traveling so far from here.
And this man that cut into the tank, what happens to them, if anything?
I honestly believe, in my opinion and my years of experience, that's going to come down to civil law and how people may choose to pursue someone for being responsible for their actions.
The person that cut into this, are they okay? Like the person that was out here doing that?
So I haven't spoken with them personally, but I have seen them walking and talking and carrying on conversations since they've returned from the hospital.
Okay.
What did he cut into it with? Did he purposely cut into it to try to destroy it? Or?
He cut into it intentionally. I can't say exactly what his intent was. He said he was cleaning up. It's a specialized tool that we call a K-12 in the fire service, but it's just a large rotary saw. It has a blade on it approximately 12 inches in diameter, spins at a very high RPM, and the blade is designed to cut through practically anything.
Was it on this side of the yard or this side? Like, where was it? Like, in whose?
You can see the trench over there.
Okay.
There's a trench in the ground. That trench did not exist prior to the cutting.
Okay.
The escaping pressure created that trench along with the hole that you see in the structure behind me.
Thank you.
I mean, just given the tool, how close was he likely to this?
He had to have been touching the cylinder with the tool while holding the tool. It is larger than a chainsaw. Larger than a chainsaw most people are familiar with.
That's crazy.
Is he all right? That's
I could not possibly begin to explain how it is he has the minor injuries that he has and was able to walk away. I would certainly buy a lottery ticket if I were him.
Did he call 911?
My understanding is that multiple people instantly called 911 in this community and reported an explosion. Heard it and felt it. Several people within vicinity.
Oh, one more for you. The tank. You were talking about this isn't a common thing that's usually in people's
Yeah, it's a compressed natural gas container, just like we've seen the advent of compressed natural gas cars that run on CNG or compressed natural gas. It is a tank very similar in structure to what you would find in a car, but this particular application was for a commercial vehicle, much larger than what would be in your standard car. I would say 2 to 3 times the size of what's in a compressed natural gas car. I've seen the tanks before in garbage trucks. That's my familiarity with them.
Anything else you'd like to add?
How much longer are you guys going to be out here till you guys wrap up and investigate? And
So we have completed our investigation and our documentation. We're going to be leaving from here to stop by and visit with the family and give them some Red Cross information, but we are done documenting the scene at this location.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. If y'all need
Thank
any
you.
more
And the guy
information,
that was transported came back, pink shirt, salmon shirt?
I don't recall what he was wearing.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen him
Older
one
guy?
time.
Older guy?
I honestly,
know. Okay.
I honestly don't recall.
Thank you. If
Thank
y'all
you.
need any spellings or anything like that, let me know.
Thank you.
Just find it.
All right. Very interesting stuff, folks. So yeah, this was not an alien thing. This is not a SpaceX thing. This was a F around and find out thing, really. Like when we boil it down to it, foolishness and fuckery, folks. That's what we can chalk it up to. So let me show you guys the trench.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Look at the chickens. So we are here on Sheldon in Channelview. There goes the homies. Look, this is the trench he was talking about. Somebody cut into that tank, and that's where the explosion went down. That this guy is still alive is amazing. Unfortunately, because of this stupidity, somebody is without a home a block away, about 900 yards away, or 90 yards away. What in tarnation, folks. And you know what? Chickens are going to be around forever, man, because these girls and this boy, look at them, like nothing. The mighty cock, folks. Yeah, and now a family is homeless, man. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Reporting live, it's your girl Grizzy. Back to you, friends. And another thing, when this thing was, look, it went through that roof. Like this thing launched like a freaking rocket ship. That was Rocket Man. Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you. And this thing launched and it broke through trees, because me and Matthew from Fox 26, we were walking from here back to from the trailers back to this way, and somebody flagged us down and they told us, Grizzy, look at the trees, and the trees had been broken through. Like this thing was a freaking rocket. So y'all be careful out there, you know, when trying to cut into unknown tanks, or I don't know what he was gonna do, scrap metal it or what, but yeah, somebody found out real quick today, folks. Look at the ceiling, look at the roof. Definitely not something from SpaceX. All right, folks, reporting live here in Channelview is your girl Grizzy. Back to you.
I didn't realize this was going to be such a big deal. Hey, dude, you
Oh, shout out to Caranchos.
I don't know what it was. I was in the
Or did I say Carancos? Yeah, shout out to them. I'm gonna go try some food. Bye.